What's up, y'all? Today, I'm very excited about this recipe. I think this recipe is gonna taste good. I think this recipe, I had little sample bits of it earlier. I think it's gonna work really good. Thank you, correct. Less thank you, how did that ball get stopped by an anvil? That was incredible. Anyway, what I would like to show to you today is we are going to make, cupcakes filled with chamoy and tajin, and when we get there, I'll explain a little bit more what those are. In the meantime, though, one thing that I want to get everybody excited for is, because they're not going to make a guest appearance until later, is this is our sauce, and once we actually have our cupcakes ready, this delicious stuff, which is sour, it's got like a very candy sourness to it, will be inside of the cupcakes. And you might be wondering to yourself, Gloop, if you are going to make cupcakes and then put filling inside of them, how are you going to do that? The answer is this. The answer is this friend right here. You may notice it looks like a syringe. That's because it is. We're going to use a flavor injector. And you might be saying to yourself, is it ethical to use a flavor injector on a cupcake? Well, probably. But I really feel like if there's anything that's going to get me in trouble on Twitch, it's when this thing is filled with bright red liquid. So that should be quite a bit of fun. We won't get there immediately, though. We do have to do some relatively benign cupcake preparation on the way, though. They scream silently like certain flowers. Can you explain the screaming of the certain flowers? I am fascinated by this concept. Some of those infomercials push the envelope. Okay, let's see. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on our cupcakes here. Let's see. Combine the flour, baking powder, and salt. Very easy. This recipe is gonna get more bonkers the further we get in. Initially, it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, my chair's in the way. Ah. Let's see, I need flour, baking powder, and salt. There's those. Measuries. Cool. Okay, let's see. I think when some flours are dehydrated, they make constant noises that are not in an audible range for human ears. That's terrifying. Oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, I did forget that Ultimate Showdown is a Lemon Demon song. I'm sorry for forgetting that. You're correct, it is. There we go, now that wants to track a little better. Alright, let's see. What was that? Let's see, this was, how much flour? 1 2/3 of a cup. It seems like a really weirdly specific number. I'll do these easier first, because they're easier. Teaspoons. Teaspoons, 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 teaspoons. So, half a teaspoon of this, and then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Easy, can do. I feel like I should know more of Lemon Demon's discography. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I don't. We should turn this camera a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You'll get to see some blinds in the background. Sorry about that. I'm very sorry that everybody's finding out that... Is this a teaspoon? This is a teaspoon. Okay. I'm sorry that everybody has to find out the hard way that I do actually have a house behind me. He does the bustin', 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 bustin'. I've never noticed until I've listened to this song closer that the singer here, he threatens to bite you in the ankles, and I think that's really powerful and respectful of him. Let's see. Oh, I've never heard the full thing of bashing in my face with a crowbar, because all I know is bashing in my face with a crowbar. Ouch. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. Alright, let's see. How much flour was it? Boy, Gloop, honey, you got ADHD, don't you? 1 2/3 of a cup. Okay, cool. 1 2/3 of a cup. I'll just dive all this down in here. Cabinet Man is the bashing in the face of the crowbar song? I believe you, but that's strange. Alright, how much flour is that? One day I would like to do a stream where flour doesn't poof everywhere. 1 2/3 of a cup is a ton of flour too, so if that's very important to them. Gerudo cover? What's a Gerudo cover? I do not. Which Gerudo cover do we speak of? Oh god, it's everywhere. Oh, I've made a disaster of this already. Oh well. I'll mop it up when I get a chance. There. It's Roomba food now. There we go, that's about 2/3 of a cup. I referred to trash on the floor as Roomba food as of 5 seconds ago. Oh, part of the rap sounded like Gerudo Valley? Actually, yeah, it did. I understand exactly what you mean, and it totally kind of did. Where is the aha? Aha ha 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 ha. Da 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 da. Yeah, I exactly hear it now that you've like used international da 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 language to describe it. I follow completely. So it wants me to whisk these together just to make sure that salt and baking powder is distributed. So we're gonna do that really quick. I don't think this needs to be a very involved step. Roombas do need to eat or they die. Though I constantly have to clean garbage out of mine when it gets stuck in the rotors, which is kind of ironic because it's like, isn't that... They're second only to seahorses in terms of easy to choke. That fucks me up tremendously. If a seahorse gets something stuck in its like snooter, it's just doomed. Like, that's so sad. There's like no recourse. Like, they can't like cough or sneeze or stick something up there. They're just fucked. Jimmy, I am. But then I started thinking about seahorses, so I'm winning a little bit less. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put this over here for now. And move on to bowl number 2, which bowl number 2 will have in it... let's see, this one's going to have... butter, vanilla... Wait, when do I have the sugar? Okay, so I do butter, sugar, and then... butter, sugar, vanilla, and then quote-unquote eggs. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for the clown nose. Let's see. Butter, 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 butter. Gonna go ahead and get my next 4 ingredients really quick, just because I know they're down there. Make my life a little easier for when I do actually need them. Oh, yes. God, the playlist is picking extra jams this morning. She says this morning like it's not 5:30 p.m. We have discount butter. We have butter of fibs. We have butter of lies. So I was saying before the stream got started, this recipe is being done vegan. Not out of a particular passion, but because the eggs are fucking expensive. And there were none of them, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing that then. I really enjoy the image of somebody being like, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere as they're getting out butter. Gloop is dropping things. Gloop found what she wanted. It's 5 a.m. somewhere and getting the butter out. Okay, so it wants me to attempt to make this creamy. I have to be honest, I don't know how successful I'm going to be in that. Another thing that they were kind of wanting me to try apparently with that was to put it in an electric mixer. I gotta be honest, I don't want to put it in an electric mixer. It's more fun to make a mess of it myself. Yeah, when your mom could find eggs, she bought like 4 dozen. That makes sense. So we are going to use applesauce as our substitute when we get there. But in the meantime, I'm just going to smush this man in the hopes that he will be in some sort of cooperative state when we add the sugar in a second. It's not going well. Fun is the purpose of baking. The only reason that you would want to bake and make food is for fun. I mean, I know people make food for, you know, eating purposes, but this is food that exists for shenanigans reasons. I think manhandling it like this is also making it a little bit more pliable after all, so maybe this insanity actually is worth something. Although you're going to see me being very... You know what? This is a stream where I'm going to be very cruel to my ingredients. We're abusing the butter. We're injecting the cupcakes. Baking is a very tactile experience. I agree with our friend Dylan Hollis, who gave us Good Morning, It's Time for Mayonnaise. He doesn't like using an electric mixer because he bakes. He wants to bake. He wants to get his hands in it. And I think that's completely legit, to be like, you know what? If I'm gonna bake, I wanna make a fucking mess. Like, I wanna get my hands down in there. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna actually smush that around a little more. It's okay to call a little bit of shenanigans. It's okay to call a lot of bit of shenanigans. There we go. That's... I don't know if I would call it creamy, but it's definitely a softer and schmooshier consistency. Let's see what happens when we start to add the sugar to it and if it takes it there. Your Kaguya Moku. That's a Toho. I know a Toho name when I hear one. I forget what she did, but I hope she did her best. Let's see, next we add the sugar. How much sugar are we adding here? 3/4 of a cup. Three-quarters of a cup of sugar, and then we're gonna do violence to it for a while until it's nice and incorporated into a schmoosh. So let's do that. You don't see this, you don't see me doing this. Do you see what I'm doing here? This is not, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. I'm not. I have much more respect for my workspace. I have much more respect for myself as a person as to not do this. That didn't just happen. To the grave that I would ever do such a thing. You know what's gonna happen because I did that? In like 20 minutes, I'm gonna be like, God, why are there white little footprints everywhere? What creature stepped in something and is tracking it all over the house?
Excellent.
Hacks food! Thank you so much for the follow. I too have a food hack. It's called pushing it onto the fucking floor. I should not do that. Alrighty, so now we're gonna get our sugar in there and we're gonna incorporate them. There's our cups. It seems like a shitload of sugar. Actually, let me say that in a more triumphant manner. That's a shitload of sugar! We deserve this. It's been a long year, it's February, we deserve a bunch of sugar. So we're gonna try and get these two to hang out. And we're going to cream the fats and the sugars, as they say. So we've got them in there, and after a few minutes of abuse, hopefully they will turn into something much more cohesive and yummy looking. And then let's see, what else are we adding in here? Are we adding the vanilla now or no? Let's double check. No, we're gonna do this and then we're gonna do the vanilla. Got it. Listen, sometimes years are long even though it's February. This is a thing that happens to each and every one of us. Well, the thing is, your brains all went there because it's a very relatable emotion. Each and every one of you has been there. Let me get some of this extra glorp off the spoon. As we continue to butter this cream and cream this butter. It's turning crumblier and grouping together, which is what I want. I think this is my first cooking stream of the year, right? Because before last time I did a hand stream... What is my arm doing? What? Did you guys see me do like a wrap around there? What was that? Putting the inverse in inverse kinematics. That was quite a sight. Listen, sometimes it's okay to have wiggle jiggle arms. Haven't you ever had wiggle jiggle arms? I hope not. It was terrifying. The fact that it was just gone was scary. It looked like a Barbie doll with her arm just popped out of the socket. Thank you, that's true. Did you throw my own arm at me? Okay, we've achieved... Our consistency now has a... It actually kind of looks like mashed potatoes, if anything, which... I'm gonna go with. It does seem to be a decent incorporation of both, butter and sugar, which means so far so good. Let's see, next up is, I think, the vanilla? I'm not gonna worry too much about the vanilla because we're gonna inject this with sour goop, so... How much vanilla are we doing here? A teaspoon of vanilla. The redeem was on for reasons. What are your reasons? What are your motivations? What gets you out of bed in the morning, other than a desire to do violence to me? Which is a reasonable desire. 1 teaspoon. Of vanilla. This is a teaspoon, right? This is a teaspoon. Okay, good. Yes, it is. Oh, God. Should have done it over the bowl. It's okay. She says it's okay to reassure herself. Put you away for the moment. Okay, it landed in the cabinet. It fell out of the cabinet, but then bounced back into a lower cabinet, and that counts as being in a cabinet. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and incorporate our vanilla. There kind of wasn't all that much of it, and quite frankly, I bet we're gonna lose the flavor of it once the sour and the fruit show up to the party. Because what we're gonna do is the cupcakes themselves, the actual cake, is gonna be pineapple, and then the icing is gonna be mango. So we get 2 fruits going here, which I'm very excited about. Also, just a little bit of liquid has made this start to act like much more of like a consistent blorp that I would like it to. All right, let's see. We now need to add our quote-unquote eggs, which we're gonna substitute for half a cup of applesauce. And I bought this stuff because it's shelf-stable, which means if I don't cook for a while, that's okay. Got that. I feel like I'm slipping and dropping everything today. This is like exceptionally messy workspace even for me. How big are these? Let's see, they're not measured in cups. Fart. They're measured in ounces. Oh crap, I've got to do the math. Alright, we're eyeballing this. That looks like about half a cup, right? Like, that's a little bit more than a quarter cup and a little bit less than half a cup, so... We'll add one and see what happens. And we'll do my favorite thing when baking, which is pray. Did I put... Yeah, I did put baking powder in here. If somebody wants to do, I could just do it. I can just be a big girl and look it up. Let's see, I'm gonna look up ounces to cups. I'll just do it. Because I really don't want to put all this effort in. 1 cup is 8 ounces. Okay, so these are half a cup. So just one of these, if it's 4 ounces, is just half a cup. Okay. That was easy. That was much easier than I thought it was going to be. That was said 10,000 times easier and more straightforward than I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to make me do my worst nemesis in the world. Basic multiplication and division. Alright, we're gonna get this incorporated. And this may taste mildly of apples, which is not generally something I'd necessarily want in here, but like, that'll be fine. And again, we're going to inject it with enough sour to knock over a toddler. Definitely one of the more strange imperial units. We have ounces, cups, fortnights, and amount to knock over a toddler. Alright, she's been reduced to a lovely schlorsh. We have a viscous gloop in here. I admire that about her. I admire that about her tremendously. Now let's see, are we combining everybody? I hope we're combining everybody. Wait. When do I add the... Wait, when do I bring these bowls together? Hold on, these instructions don't make sense. If I follow these instructions exactly how they're written, at no point or add the flour, never mind, there it is. Okay, so we do the crushed pineapple and then the flour. I was like, when are you gonna tell me to add my dry ingredients back? It dead ass waited until the very last second, which probably makes sense, but I'm still gonna be angry at the recipe for me not reading it all the way. Alright, so next we're gonna do just a little bit of pineapple. And by a little bit of pineapple, I mean we're adding the whole container. And the online instructions wanted us to do, I might want a bowl, actually, hold on. The online instructions wanted us to not add they wanted us to add the pineapple juice as well from inside the container. But this is already wetter than it's supposed to be because of the applesauce, so I'm actually gonna separate them. 1 second. I'm making sure my recipe doesn't get drowned. 1 moment. Because yeah, if the dough looks like it needs moisture, we will add the juice back in. If it looks like it's good, we won't. Because once moisture's in there, it's not coming back out. That is not just what moisture does. Oh yeah, we are going, I mean, so here's the thing. This is inspired by a mango nata. By Mexican treats and stuff. And they go all in. They go all in. It is sweet as hell. It is sour as hell. It is spicy as hell. It is all there. So we're doing the same. There may actually be less juice in here than I thought. Yeah, there's like, never mind. They're like, oh, make sure you don't move the juice over. There's like no juice. It's just crushed pineapple. Yeah, mango nata is incredible. Which is why I wanted to attempt a cupcake inspired by it, because it's really fucking good. Alright, so this is just pure pineapple, which is fine by me. Gloop has legal permission to commit food crimes. We promise everything is under control. The food police can just move on. We haven't even gotten to the food crimes. Alright, let me make sure this is all incorporated in here too. Don't worry, the crimes show up when the needle does. Alright, we now have created a most upsetting and strange slurry, which I'm very excited about. So I'm gonna go ahead and add our dry ingredients, our butter, our flour, our baking soda, our salt, a little bit at a time. And see if we can make our cupcakes happen that way. Hive! Get this to come together as a dough that behaves a little bit more, because right now it just smells... It smells good. It smells very good, but it smells like... How do I even describe this? Have you ever watched a movie and they go to like a really like cheesy like fake resort? And like everything at the resort is kind of corny. I feel like some Disney Channel shows have done a bit about that. That's what those places smell like. This place smells like a place that prides itself on an authentic tiki experience, and it's in Milwaukee. You know. One of those. I am controlling the spoon with my mind. I love to control spoons with my mind. Alright, the dough is starting to behave in a more dough-like manner. There we go. Yep. It's also starting to smell like a pastry and not like somebody spiked a pina colada on the ground. Hopefully the pineapple bits were crushed enough too. Ooh, it's funky creamy. It's funny because when I like drag the spoon through it, it like leaves trails behind it. Like it wants to stay in the position I leave it in. I feel like I've accidentally discovered a recipe for Play-Doh, if anything. This would be fun to mold and shape into a friend. Assuming you want your friend to smell like pineapple. And slightly apples. Funky Creamy is it's every Acrobat song. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is starting to seem... the light's a little bright on it, but it's starting to seem much more like an actual dough. Like, you'll notice it doesn't seem to be dripping and flopping everywhere. It seems to be staying in shape. Which is... Didn't mean to give myself a huge grin. Oh, that's right! Play-Doh does have flour in it. Isn't it, like, incredibly simple to make your own Play-Doh? Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get it in its homes. What we're gonna do now is we have our lovely mini cupcake tray here. We're gonna go ahead and get that all situated up. Flour, water, salt, oil, that's it? That's it for Play-Doh? So Play-Doh can go in your mouth. When they were like, this is dough, it really... I'm getting mixed messages from you two. One of you says, no, don't put Play-Doh in your mouth. One of you says, hell yeah. And I like the person who says, hell yeah. I like this hell yeah attitude. That's the kind of energy we need around here. I'm gonna just make that flash on screen at all times. It just says on screen, hell yeah, put that in your mouth. That's just what it's gonna just always say on the monitor around here. Let's see if I can actually do this. You guys can see what I'm up to, and I'll put you over here. There we go. I'm glad that I have a dedicated mouse for gooping up. Because sometimes you goop up your mouse. This is a risk we all face. Salt is nutrients. Salt is the most nutrient of newt. I feel like that's like what a mildly edgy candy company would come up with as a slogan. Like, crunch chocolate, that's what your mouth is for. Like, I could see like a whole 90s edgy marketing campaign around it. Didn't the Gamecom commercial say it has more games than you have brain cells? And it had like 4 games. I miss that. I liked edgy marketing. I liked when it was like, go fuck yourself, Levi's jeans. That's what we need again as a society. I want my pants to tell me to fuck off. I want clothing that hates me. So do I have tinnitus? Okay, I can't believe I have to ask this. Do I have tinnitus, or is there a high-pitched ringing in your left ear if you have headphones on right now? Embarrassing, I have to ask this. Wear your earplugs when you go to raves, kids. Do it. Do it. Or you'll end up like me, deaf and never has any clue what the fuck is going on anyway. Is it a way to live? Yes, a funny way. I wish I was a spooky synth in a song. Alas, I am not. Hopefully the paper doesn't stick too bad. If I mace the inside of the paper here really quick with a little oil, do you think it will prevent it from going everywhere? Yep, that sounds like honestly, most events these days, the music and the audio is way too fucking loud. My weeks have been lovely. My first few weeks have been quite a delight. Stuff's chugging along at work. We're doing good. I'm getting in shape, going running all the time, skating all the time. I think I am gonna blast these guys with some oil. Let me go grab my oil really quick, just so that way they don't stick. What about Sandwives? Where are we getting Sandwives from? I want to meet the Sandwives. That was a very embarrassing all over the place mess, but it really just has to be a little dusting in there. I'll put that away when I get a chance. So what I'm gonna do now, got a little one of these. Gonna do my best to portion it out evenly, but it is a little bit in God's hands. Especially with how small they are. But we'll try. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna... That didn't work. Oh well. You know what? That'll be our tester. That'll be our tester. Computer, zoom in. Oh, can you see? Oh, you can see her. Yeah, that's right. You guys can see her a little bit. That's her back there. Snoozing away. All right, I need a smaller spoon. That didn't work out how I wanted it to at all. Sigh. I've acquired the technology of a spoon, but smaller. And to put it in there, we're going to use the amazing technology of a second spoon.
As I understand it, this is a free country.
They do, unfortunately, make smaller spoons. Every year, every spoon gets a little bit smaller. I can't. Amazon. No, I need to delete this song off the playlist. Aquabats have one stinker and that's it. I don't think they knew any better. I think they're just old. Yeah, do you remember how they introduced the Muppet Babies to make children like, more accustomed to talking to puppets? They're doing that with spoons now. They have a show about talking spoons for babies. A spoon, but smaller! Alright, that's what I was worried about. Get me 4 teens with attitude. Wish I knew some teens with attitude. Never have I met such a thing. Really, whenever I meet 14-year-olds, that's the first thing that bursts into my mind is, boy, these people really have their thoughts together. These people have a collected, measured response to everything. I respect that about them. What, when a mommy and a daddy spoon love each other very much, they fork? I want to live in a world where you can be teen years old. That's just your age. You're just teen now. I mean, if they can make a Flash series called Salad Finger, Spoonies sounds downright boring by comparison, if anything. Hopefully this melts and flows as it gets hotter. Because it is a little lumpy sitting in there, but I'm sure it'll rise to the occasion. Quite literally. Speaking of children, I've been watching Bluey and it's so delightful. Hi, Form! Speaking of delightful. Every time I see a little bit of Bluey, I'm like, that's so fucking cute. What the hell? TikTok keeps showing me Bluey clips, and I'm like, thank you for showing me this. My favorite part of Bluey is the Subway Surfers happening underneath it. I assume that's actually part of the show and not somebody on TikTok just adding that. That's just how they promote the kids to use public transit down under. Believe it or not, yes. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. It was an automatically operated, tri-blade food processor was used in the preparation of the mangoes that are going to be in the icing. Yeah, whenever I see a little bit, I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this so good? It is always a delight whenever I see just a little bit of Bluey. One thing that I actually heard about that show, and I was like, wait a minute, that's so good that they do that, is on Bluey, the kids' identities are, like, they're credited, but they're not, like, credited publicly. Like, they're not, like, you know, so that way it's not like, oh, a child star, your life is fucked now because you've not had a normal childhood. They're trying really, really hard to be like, hey, kid actor, let's make sure the rest of your life isn't weird. One day Bluey will surf the subways. And then the subways will know no peace. We all deserve this. No, I would never clumsily use my hands to do something. She says as if she's not done that a whole bunch of times with cooking streams alone. Alright, these are coming along quite nicely. Has this ever happened to you? Slime cannon to the face. The answer is yes, it has. Oh my god! How did I fucking know? How did I know? Who could have predicted this sequence of events? Oh my god, I'm like, the plot thinnens. Nostradamus. Who could have guessed? True. True. God, no, we don't need banana in the food. We already have apples and pineapples and mangoes. These cupcakes are an even bigger fruit salad than the woman creating them. Thank you. All right, let's see. This is too big, so I'm gonna just grab ya. That's too small, so I'm gonna just do that. All right, hopefully those sit down a little bit when they're in there. But there we go. So I'm gonna put these in the oven, and since they're eeny weeny little cupcakes, they should bake up pretty quick. So do you guys mind if I jump up for just a moment and pop these in the oven? You guys can abuse my my corpse when I stop haunting it. One moment. Yoink. Yoink you too. Whoop! Where the fuck did my bob? Whoa! Is she good?
Hell no, we ain't done yet. We riding that to the sunset. The garage is like Area 51 just for fun. We got noise, take toys for fair weather and fake fucks. Took you out for 8 months. Roses I made for $8. The cops drove my boy like Megalon. It seemed like a scene alone, and now we don't even bring him along.
I'm coming back. I should have gone to the BRB screen. Oh well. Oh well. Oh my god, I saw just a little bit and like the green screen freaked out, it looked like too, so that's even better. New gloves. I mean, I put on the gloves for the green screening trick, but also like, it's kind of nice to just have the gloves because then I can just get messy and toss them. Did you guys see there was a video going around our dear friend Twitter where somebody was like, this is how your McRib is made. Are you still hungry? And it proceeded to show like the cleanest McDonald's kitchen ever and a guy taking a frozen patty and putting it on a grill and he changes his gloves like 5 times. It's like, this is supposed to be gross? There we go. You gotta love the glove. Wasn't that the slogan for Glover? Wasn't that the character Nobody Can Stop Mr. Glover? No, it was Nobody Can Stop Mr. Domino. That's who I'm thinking of. Here's my bowl. So far, so good. We're trucking along quite nicely, I have to be honest, which is good because the part of this recipe that I'm really looking forward to is, of course, the syringe. Mr. Glover was was Mr. Domino easy to stop? Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the bowl's a little bit invisible, I'm sorry. The green screening is having a hard time. Oh, was it ironic? That makes sense. I hope it was ironic, because I was like, sir, this does not look at all gross. Was he saying something stupid to get engagement, as they all often do? Alright, let's see. How do I make my icing? Ma. More butter? Butter and sugar? Butter, sugar, mango. Wow, the ingredients for the icing are butter, sugar, mango. Cool, can do. They're really breaking my brain here with this add butter and also sugar routine. This recipe is just left turn after left turn. Get in there, you. Alright, let's see. I think I'm gonna do what I did last time and fucking delete it on the, oh my god. That camera's exposure might be a little high. Yeah, let me turn that down so you guys can fucking see what's in there. Mother, come quickly. Someone has redacted the butter. Mother, help. Someone. Hi, Fire Mountain. How are you? Look, butter. Look, you can. Jesus, that one had a fucking arm on it. Yeah, now we can actually see that there's butter in here. So far you haven't missed too much. I made mini cupcakes and put them in the oven. And then we're going to then we're going to inject them, and we're going to frost them, and we're going to sprinkle them with tajin. And hopefully they'll be cute, and hopefully they'll taste good.
This is the second time we've ever played in front of people, man. We're scared shitless.
I did make adorable little cupcake babies. And then do you know what I'm gonna do to my adorable cupcake babies? For anybody who showed up after, this. They're getting filled with this. You heard me, inject. We are gonna use this to fill the cupcakes with chamoy. They're going to be bursting with flavor. This way. I'm very excited. Nurse, I need 400 cc's of flavor. Stat! I love this angle that you've given this story. I love that. So we're doing the exact same thing we were before of getting our butter warmed up and smushed. Squirt some Mountain Dew. The only thing stopping me is that I don't have Mountain Dew. Can you buy the syrup? I have a question. Because you know when you go and use like a soda fountain or whatever, it's using a syrup, like there's a concentrate. Can you buy the concentrate, or do you have to be like a restaurant? Can I like duck into like a restaurant supply store? You can buy the SodaStream equivalent of it? That's perfect. Oh my god, that is perfect. We'll do that. Okay, the butter has been effectively squashed. So next, I think we had some sugar. How much sugar? A pound of powdered sugar? A pound. Seems like a lot. Okay, so it wants me to, I'm not gonna worry all that much about the vanilla, I have to be honest, because we're gonna add a ton of mango into here. It really wants me to add a pound of powdered sugar. That seems like a shitload of sugar. Like, that seems like a lot. How much is in this bag? This bag is 2 pounds, so it wants me to add half this bag. Yeah, I am making frosting, I guess I've never stopped to think about it. Yeah, it just... I'm the fool for doubting, you know what? I'm the fool for doubting the situation. Yep. Do I have scissors? You don't have scissors. Let me get scissors so I can explode this fucking thing everywhere. In my veins, but not for long. Got to get the scissors. I think this stream might end up, we'll see, I'm gonna jinx it by saying this. I think this stream might end up being relatively short because it seems like we're making excellent time. You heard me. There's insulin in me now, and there won't be later. That's how the human body, that's how a body works. I don't know if it's consistent across most bodies, but it's somebody's scientific experience. All right, here we go. Brace for powdery impact. This is gonna look like hitting the slopes. That felt right. I'm just gonna trust my ancestors who were as white as this recipe. Why did that become a link? Why did fear.png become a link? I'm worried about that. Oh, that's even worse. I don't want to click a link that doesn't do anything and goes nowhere. That makes me sad. Alright, I think to get this to actually start to incorporate, I'm going to have to give it a little bit of liquid. Yeah, this needs a little bit of liquid to get it started. Because right now there is nothing in there but a ton of sugar and a little bit of butter. So let's give it a little bit of this. And hope it starts to behave. Otherwise we're in trouble. I hope it has a nice orange color too. If not, I'm going to hit it with dye, because I think I have some food coloring. There are clouds of icing rising off of this. Well, I guess it's not icing, it's powdered sugar. Okay, there we go. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like it should. Bit by bit. I do still have the tang. I could put the tang in this. My poor coworkers. It was so funny. So those tang cookies, I entered them in the Christmas work cookie contest, and everybody else's cookies were so charming and so cute and classic traditional flavors. There was gingerbread, there were 900 chocolate chips, and here I roll up with 1970s astronaut food. The only thing worse than angel dust is cake dust. And they didn't even have orange! I had orange question mark exclamation point. Interrobang flavored orange. This needs more liquid. This is gonna be a good icing, it needs more liquid. That beeping is our cupcakes though, so I am gonna jump up for a second so I can look at those to make sure they don't get overdone. Yep, I had citric acid and orange food dye. Those are foods. Let's see if I lean...
Every night when I go to bed, angels come and they bless my head. Every night when I try to sleep, angels come and they wash my feet and they sing to me. And I say, please be there for me. Heaven knows what I need. And I say, please be there for me. Heaven knows what I need.
I'm giving those 5 more minutes. Olay. Good shot with that, by the way. Alright, so this has become a very, very, very solid lump, which doesn't feel like icing yet. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a little more liquid. And see what she starts to do, because I want her to be goopy enough to mold and sculpt, but not runny. So we're not there yet. It's feeling like progress, though. It sure sounds like progress. Assuming progress sounds like viscous slurping noises. As it often does. That's what it sounded like when they built Disneyland. Just viscous, squishy noises. I feel like I can leave will the spoon stand up and it... No, it won't. I was like, I think it's thick enough that the spoon will stand. It's not. It's a little stiff. It needs to get goopier. Cooking involves an incredible amount of slurping. I may pace myself on if I want to make it more liquidy than this though, because it is going to go in a, I'm going to try and put it in a plastic bag and do the squirt trick to get it on top of things. So I may not go any glorpier than this, because right now it's fairly runny and I want it to like stand up and like hang it on the top of the cupcake and not run away. This feels like I can work with it in that state, so I may stop here. and not make myself too crazy. As if there's anything not crazy about this scene. But it's definitely a... You really think more sugar? I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. 'Cause I'll add more sugar, I'll try it, but I don't know that it needs it. Maybe I do want it stiffer. Maybe I do want a little bit more sugar in there. It's gonna be so sweet. I'm trying to decide if I want to attempt that. Can you form a peak with it? No, it's not forming a peak. It needs more sugar. It definitely does. Yep, we're giving it more sugar. Yep, it does not want to form a peak. Whoa, sugar be upon ye. Icing is evil. Which makes sense. Whoever invented powdered sugar was like, oh, what if I put something unethical into the world? Yeah, this is now behaving much more icing-y. Yep. Yeah, now this wants to sit. This wants to sit up and stay more. Yep. You were right. You were right. Good call. This has to be like the elephant's foot of like sucrose right now. Like, I don't think this is an incredibly sugary. No, not at all. I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad you caught it big time. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm gonna stir it for a couple more minutes until the oven is done. Because I'm watching its texture change before my very eyes. God, I wish they would invent a Geiger counter, but for sugar. What a hilarious invention. I don't know that it would be useful, it would be funny. I think it's okay to invent things because it would be an entertaining gizmo to have. I think it's okay to invent something because it's funny. Alright, how long is left in these cupcakes? I'm worried about these bad boys because I know they're gonna go from like none to done in a heartbeat. Oh, seconds. Okay, yeah, it was great to jump up. So I'm gonna give those cupcakes a few more minutes. Cause, okay, so those cupcakes, they're taking longer than I would have thought to rise. I think it's because they're just so wet. Like in comparison to other cupcakes I've done, because of the fruit in there, they're just so wet. And they definitely don't look like they're as done as I'd like them to be yet. Like, they were still goopy. So we'll give them a 5 more minutes. Form using the Geiger counter for flotation. I love it. Fucking genius work here. I think that's ready, so I'm gonna let it hang out for a minute and collect my items, my toys. Because there's some stuff that's up here that I don't need all that much right now. And then some stuff that's up on here that's gonna be very vital to me soon. Stirring stuff is so much fun. It just slurp, 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 slurp. Sounds like a dog drinking water. You are going to be necessary soon, sir. And so are you. Gloop puts the... So, let's see, in order to get the chamoy into the syringe, part of me was like, I was kind of tempted to just like stick it in the top. Five minutes is enough time to run to Taco Bell for some Baja Blast. Nico, you're a genius. You are thinking the big thoughts. Incredible brain level. Yeah, I really do think that it's going to make more sense to just go in through the top. How do I... So there's just a little hole up here, just a teeny weeny little hole up there. So let me put this right here. Here's our syringe. Syringe should be clean. I think I might have to tip the camera up for this one. Oh my god, look at it! You're hard to pull, my friend. That was so fucking cool! I am so fucking happy with how that went. Oh yeah, she's back there. She is indeed. Let me see if I can... She's sleeping back there. She is indeed back there. Normally I don't tip the camera that far, but she likes to sleep there because that's where part of the couch is. But yeah, here's what's gonna go in. Can you track my hands, please? Here we go. This beautiful friend here. This is gonna, hopefully this is gonna work when we inject it into the cupcakes. That's the plan, at least. That's a little DNA for you. Listen, if you weren't born for the gene to enjoy spicy food, I'll fix that for you. By the way, I just want you guys to know, literally everything I'm doing was about for this visual right here. I woke up and I looked at my chamoy and I looked at my syringe and I thought, oh, I'm gonna make Gloop do her stupid fucking grin holding her stupid fucking syringe. I'm gonna be so happy with myself. And my dream has come true. Oh, we're getting such Silent Hill vibes here too, huh? Oh man, I'm gonna have to use this for other stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. Syringe? How do you say it? Syringe, right? Wait, how do you say it? Syringe? Is this another? Don't tell me I'm mispronouncing another thing. Don't tell me I've fucked up another pronunciation. Let me look at those cupcakes. Yep, I knew that was gonna go off. Let me check those cupcakes. Woo! Yep, so those cupcakes are definitely rising. Those cupcakes are definitely rising. They're definitely getting more solid. They're taking much more time than I would have expected, so we're gonna vibe for a hot second. Syringe? Syringe? Sarangi. I don't know. But yeah, so to give everybody a little cultural context, while we are waiting for our items to finish, I live in San Diego. I don't live in like Mexico or anything like that. But the thing about San Diego is Mexico is right there. Like it is like it is. It's okay to make a little demonic concoction for an alchemist, but because we're so close to Mexico, we get all of the Mexican candies and treats that I didn't know about when I was growing up, and then I only discovered them after I moved out here as an adult. And two things that they love to put on candies, they put them on sweets, especially mango, watermelon are common candidates. There, I got that word out. Watermelon and mango are common candidates, are things like chamoy and tajin. So This is chamoy, and as you can see by the fact that they give you a big-ass bottle, you probably want to drown your treats in this stuff. Like, this is not all that strong. It's dirt cheap, too. Like, this big-ass bottle, I think, was like, I think I spent, like, maybe $1 on it. It is dirt cheap. And it is mostly citric acid with a little bit of dried chili pepper. So this is primarily a sour. It's definitely not a sour the way that like Tang was, but clearly we're picking up a pattern here. And it contrasts very, very nicely with like mellow sweet fruits. And then there's tajin, which has a much more like limey kind of taste to it and a much stronger heat, and it's a powder. So one thing that you'll find all around out here is mangonadas, which are, it's a drink, it's blended fruit, it's got tajin, it's got chamoy, sometimes they just put some Valentina, some straight up hot sauce on that stuff. It's good. It's really, really good. So this is primarily, this has more of a punch to it than the other one. They're really, really good together though, and I was also thinking, because one's a goop and one's a sprinkle, I can put the one on top and the one inside. Yes, they're very good on it. So that's the thing, is because this is like a citrus taste and a heat taste, it's good with sweets, it's good with, actually it's good with fucking everything. Literally anything that you're like, ooh, what if this was spicier? Ooh, what if there's a dash of lime on this? It's good. It's just always good. It's very, very good. I have been thinking I want to do like some kind of like snack exchange. I think I mentioned this last stream. I want to do some kind of like snack exchange. It's really good on popcorn. It's very, very, very good on popcorn. In the meantime, while we're waiting on those treats, I'm gonna get my bag ready. Whoa, stuff's going everywhere. Sorry. At least it's not the electronics building stream where my titties were phasing through the fucking table. But yeah, it's universally liked. I had a ton of tajin popcorn. In 2021, I didn't have a job, I was broke. And one of my go-to snacks when I was dead ass broke was tahina popcorn. And I just bought like a big, if you buy like a big thing of unpopped, unseasoned, just ready to go popcorn, it is like $2 for a gallon of that shit. And that plus some tajin lasted me all summer. I think it was like 3 cents a snack. It was nothing. Cheapest fucking goodie, midnight goodie I've ever had. And because of that, I'll forever associate that flavor with being a little broke, a little scared of what the future's gonna bring, but a little hopeful about it as well. Do you guys ever notice that with flavors? I notice that with flavors a lot, where it's like something that you smelled or tasted at a certain time of your life always takes you back to that point in your life. Yeah, popping your own popcorn is so easy too. Yeah, the oil is definitely the relatively pricey part, but even then, I remember seeing some cheap-ass oil. And I'm sure I bought some cheap-ass oil. This did not quite go in there quite as gracefully as I would have liked it to, but we'll make it work. We'll make that more than function. Yeah, I find that too. It's so funny. There are certain brands of soap that I can't buy because they're what my mom bought. And, I mean, I can buy them, but every time I get them, all I think is like, God, this is what being in middle school and playing Zelda all day smelled like. What a weird time in my life. We're gonna work with this. I'm gonna set it aside for the moment, though, because I'm gonna go check on those damn cupcakes. I am so nervous about these cupcakes, because they're mini. It's like, if they start to get overdone, we are done skis. They're gonna get over so fast. Use butter, veggie oil, coconut oil. Coconut oil sounds really good. Chili oil for popcorn was a mistake? Really? Why was chili oil for popcorn a mistake? I will find out in a second when I return. Oh my god. I was like 100% positive that I was about to pull done cupcakes out of there. I was not. I'm gonna give it literally 5 more minutes. They're coming along, they're definitely rising, they're definitely looking more dry and done. They are taking a while, so we'll wait a little longer. There's orange smell, reminds you of a specific restaurant. Is it technician? Now it's weird when you smell it. Yep! White strawberry scent for soups always makes me think of like cheap restaurant food. Yeah! Trick for popcorn with chili oil is just a few drops in another oil. Was it really strong? Is that what happened? Oh, soaps! Soaps, that makes more sense. Yeah, there are like certain smells that I'm like, oh, this is cheap soap, or oh, this is expensive soap. Doesn't matter if it's actually that, just because I associate it with something bad or good. I feel like that's like the animal part of our brain is like, oh, I smelled this and something bad happened. Like that's what your brain is just wired to do. It wasn't diluted enough and turned the whole pot an angry orange red. Hell yeah! I love it. I'm sorry that you had to toss it. This is threatening. It's funny that they just sell this. It was so weird walking into Target and they're like, yeah, you want a flavor injector? Here they are. It's designed to stab chickens and beef and things like that. If they started offering the gross meat, oh, the weird banana. They still, so I thought that banana went extinct. It's not extinct. It's just not widely cultivated. I want to try it so bad. Speaking of want to try it, I actually haven't sampled any of our icing. So I'm gonna sample a little bit of our icing. You know what? I'm glad I didn't put the vanilla in that icing because the mango is fainter than I would have liked it to be, so I'm glad the vanilla isn't there because then it would have just tasted like vanilla. You know, I'm feeling very accused right now, I have to be honest. As I stand here, wielding a large needle, I find it demeaning that you would think that I don't look anything less than professional. Like, isn't this the workspace of someone who knows what they're doing? True. Correct. Also, what's up, Kit? How you doing? It's fine. The only thing you have to worry about with me is all the calories from this sugar here, which, hey, what a way to go. We deserve it. I don't have taste buds in my forearm. I'm not some sort of newt or gecko that has taste buds there. Can you imagine if I was? It'd be more annoying. I'd be on your ceiling. Are there any, like, newt VTubers? That would be really cute. I would love to be such a thing. Yeah, there has to be. There's so many of us by now. There has to be. There absolutely just has to be. Out of morbid curiosity. Out of very morbid curiosity. What happens when I squeeze it? How fast does it come out? It actually comes out very slow when I squeeze it, and that's good. Because I was kind of worried that I was going to squeeze it and it was go, which we don't need. Well, Gloop, what are you going to do with that? Bake a cake or do a blood draw off a horse? You know what? I guess I've never tried to taste things with any part of my body except my mouth. So who's to say? Who's to say? Well, a flavor geyser is what happens when you eat Gushers candy. Gushers turns your head into a gigantic high fructose corn syrup volcano. Doesn't that sound wonderful, children? Don't you want your head to turn into a fruit and explode? Those commercials scared me. I'm gonna be honest, those commercials scared the hell out of me. Who was like, why was advertising like that? Why did they do that in the night? Yeah, it was scary. If you eat a gusher, they need to use one of these. Oh, they need to use. This is what happens. Yeah. An 8-year-old named Billy. He ate 2 or 3 gushers, and it was such a sad case that they filled like 5 or 6 of these things. Do you remember at like the end of like Monsters Inc. where they're like pulling the barrels of Scream juice off the machine, like boom, 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 boom? That was us with the high fructose gusher blasted flavor. It was sad and corn syrupy. I don't want to think about the life cycle of gushers, but now Here, I'll pop it. I'll pop it. Bring the ball back. I'll pop it with my big-ass needle. It's a oh my... Hold on. I've got one for you. I've got a fucked up concept for you. So here's my fucked up concept. The Last of Us, you know, the current hit TV show The Last of Us, but instead of it being a fungus, it's Gushers candy. You just do that. Clever advertising did not help. No, they should... clearly, those advertisements were designed by unimaginative people who didn't have children, because it was like, my kid's gonna conclude... Yeah, like those fucked up Skittles commercials. Exactly. What do you mean that's the plot of Sunset Overdrive? You're fucking with me. That's the plot of Sunset Overdrive? Only instead of gushers, it's energy drinks? I need to play Sunset Overdrive. Also, I heard the oven ding yet again, so I'm gonna check. Somebody go ping me on Twitter, because somebody ping me on like Twitter or Discord or whatever so that I actually play it, because I want to play Sunset Overdrive now. Now that's fascinating. Let me go ahead and see what the Cupcakes are up to.
Ha! Loser, dork, idiot, your mom wears combat boots.
You guys are hot! Oh crap! I will be just a second. One of the muffins went skydiving. Not one of the muffins. One of the cupcakes went skydiving and landed in the back of the oven. Let me go and get it.
Oh no! Great news, Baltimore! Fuck you, Baltimore! Yowza! You guys are hot! Oh my god. So, the bad news is I fucked up and one of them went skydiving, which I feel bad about. We're all set, but They went skydiving. One went skydiving. The rest are fine. So, this guy is the one who fell and went on a journey. I would love to get bonked by Amy's hammer. The good news is it looks like they're done. I can tell you from looking at the inside of it that this is actually a done cake. And even better, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little sample here. Perfect. Oh, I'm so happy with how they came out. They taste really, really, really good. The cake is nice and moist. There's chunks of pineapple in there. It's lovely. I don't know, I feel like some people might not like that, but I am okay with when cupcakes are like, hey, there's a chunk of pineapple in here, and when you bite into it, you do in fact taste pineapple. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull all these out of here, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give them a few minutes to cool off. And then after they've cooled off for a few minutes, we're gonna inject them, and then we are going to frost them. And after we frost them, we are going to sprinkle our tajin on them. Ooh, with apple chunks sounds really, really good. I am happy with how well they rose up too. Much like the proletariat, they've done such a good job rising up. I'm proud of them. The tops also came out very even too, which I was worried they didn't because they were kind of all over the place when they went in. But now there's incredible consistencies. Apple hand pies out there. Apple pie hand pies sound lovely. And now that these guys are out of here, they should cool much faster too, because I can feel this silicone wonkadonk I'm swinging around here is very warm, and I'm a little sick of putting my hands on it. So I'm gonna get rid of this man, because I don't want to look at him anymore. Get out of here, you. In the meantime, Cup Proletariat, yes. You have nothing to lose but your foil wrappers, yes. In the meantime, out of curiosity, I'm gonna take some of this cupcake, some of the dropped one, and his delicious pineapple flavor, and it's gonna fall everywhere. It's gonna completely crumble apart. Oh well, that's okay that you do this. I accept this about you. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put just a little bit of chamoy on it and see how that tastes. Just a little bit. Weeny weeny bit. I could probably stand to drown it in it, frankly, because I know I love this shit, but I don't want to get chamoy everywhere. Because that's probably gonna happen anyway, let's be honest. Welp, I'm pleased as punch. The cupcakes taste really good with it. I'm also glad they didn't overdo the vanilla, and I'm also really glad there wasn't a bunch of dairy in this recipe, because I feel like if this recipe had dairy in it, that would be kind of weird, texture-wise. PFK, what's PFK? I don't know what that one stands for. So let's see, it is 6:52. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes for these guys to cool off a little more, and then we're gonna start injecting. Oh, KFC, that is what my brain did too. My brain was like, oh, PFKs. I'm glad I'm not the only one whose brain immediately went there. PFK is Beef France KFC. Poulet Frit Kentucky, that makes sense. Oh, I follow now, never mind. Now it makes complete and total sense to me. I understand now. Boy, I have to be honest, I really enjoy just wielding the syringe. Like that classic Simpsons bit about, you know what it's about, you know, you're thinking of a guy with 2 knives. Yeah, you're right, this is pretty terrific. Entranced. Befranced. Entranced. Let's see, how hot are you? I think they're cool enough that they can start to inject them. So here comes this visual. Something unethical this way comes. Oh my god, the drip, it's so perfect. Stab. Push. Oh, it bursted up through! Oh, yay, okay, that was a little bit too strong then. Well, good to know. Oh, it's easy to overdo, actually. It's very easy to overdo. So what I want to do is to make it work, I have to hit it dead center and only a little bit. To make this cooperate, I have to hit it right in the center and only an eeny weeny bit. There we go. This is the right music for injecting cupcakes too. I did not build a playlist of cupcake injecting tunes, but if I did, this is a candidate. You think this first one is some coming out the bottom? Oh yeah, look at the bottom. Yep, it leaked through. Is it leaking through on these? It is leaking through a little bit on the other ones. A little bit. How is it on this one? No, it's not. So look at this one, it's not. So I only want to do it a little bit, otherwise it'll come out the bottom. I see. Learning a lot about how to inject cupcakes today. Listen, if you want to be the tastiest cupcake, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. This is just the reality of being a cupcake. It's bursting with flavor. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can be the cupcake of your dreams. And more importantly, my dreams. Do you remember the old joke about going on somebody's blog and they would say like, "Welcome to my twisted mind," as like the title? That's what's happening here right now. Imagine you go on my blog and it says, "Welcome to my twisted mind." And it's a bitch injecting cupcakes. Not emo posting. Doing this. It does feel illegal. That's why I was really happy that this is the first stream that's technically vegan, because it's like the stream that involves no animals whatsoever is the stream that involves the most suffering. Welcome to my twisted butthole. Well, sometimes buttholes do this. Whoop. We'll use the icing to conceal our crimes. Like the tarp at a crime scene, we will make sure that nobody knows what we've done here. Everything will be made clean. If you walked into a bakery and you saw someone doing this, would you be more or less excited about your incoming snack? The judges have determined that Gloop Queen's entry into the cooking competition has used flavor-enhancing injections. Boy, they look murdered, I have to be honest. They look like they've experienced trauma. I mean, I guess they don't really have a traumatic backstory, they have a traumatic current story. What's happening here is actively traumatic.
What's your name?
They're suffering, but it's okay. Used to walk into a bakery where they're doing this to the donuts. Oh my god, that's right, you do have to do this to donuts.
That's right, you do have to do this to donuts.
That's amazing.
There we go. Alright, I'm gonna give them about 5 more minutes to cool some more before I start putting frosting on them. But let's see. So this one I injected pretty good, does not have a case of red, but this one doesn't. It looks like it's easy to do that by accident. Because what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and clean up my workspace a little bit so that way red stuff doesn't get on the outside of the wrapper. Because I'm okay with it staying inside. Fortunately, they're rapidly cooling because, you know, they're so little. It's hard for them to stay warm. You want someone to do this to your spine, but with marshmallow. That sounds scary and cool as hell. I'm on board. I'm very much on board with it. Alright, let's see. Get some of the excess red off of here before it becomes a problem ending up somewhere else. And then I think they're cool enough to start frosting. I will do one and see what it does. And if it's too warm, we'll wait a second and then do the rest. We'll start with you, because you're a little bit overflowy, so you can be our prototype. Now the question is, where did I put my scissors? No, really, where the fuck did I put my scissors? I need to cut this. Oh, I think I'm a fool and took it into the kitchen. Whoa! We're good! I tripped on my headphone cord and I attempted to break my fall by grabbing onto the bowl of icing. It was not a good idea. Not the best idea I've ever had by a long shot. Fortunately, there's not frosting everywhere, despite my continuous efforts to the contrary. I'm fine. I'm completely Gucci. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's our trial run. I'm gonna snip such an eeny weeny weeny hole in the end. We're gonna see how she wants to sit. It kind of looks like mayonnaise. I might have overfrosted this one because it's flowing out a little bit. It kind of looks like mayonnaise. So I'm gonna underdo it on the next ones. This is super.
It's time for mayonnaise.
This is super fucking weird. Everyone in your house and Tripped has nearly smashed their face in something today. I don't know, that makes sense. Alright, for this one we're gonna start. Yeah, that one's running over. So I'm gonna sample that one and I'm gonna not bring that one into work. That can be our oops. Because it starts to run after a second. That one's a little bit more reasonable looking. They're gonna look even cuter once we get some tahini on them. Let's see, you can hang out over there, Mr. Messy. Let me start to stack these up as well. Get them lined up. If they're not tasty, at least they're organized. Yeah, I'm watching that one spread out right before my very eyes, so I'm glad that I underdid the dressing on it. Dressing? Yeah, dressing, icing, sweetie, angel, what the flip? Incredible, incredible understanding of words and terminology from Gloop Queen. What goes on toppings? Or what goes on cupcakes? Dressing, definitely, that's correct.
Well, are you telling me these cupcakes aren't well dressed? I think they are. I think they're beautiful. I think they're bursting with something. I could market these as a product to help people who are, you know, getting into being a vegan. It's like, listen, this contains no animal parts, but it looks like it's suffering, if that's important to you. Some of these are definitely going to be cuter than others, but it's okay. Quite frankly, working at this scale for cupcakery is a little difficult. You're telling me a mango frosted this cupcake? I am indeed. Ketchup vs. mayo splatfest. This looks like the ketchup vs. mayo splatfest. This is exactly what that flippin' splatfest looked like. Let's see. There we go. You should sit up nice in a second. The other thing that's going to help is the tajin is probably going to help hide a lot of the flaws here. If I did this again, I would put some straight up orange in this frosting because there's not all that much mango in it. There's plenty to get the flavor. The flavor is right, but because there's not all that much mango in it, the icing just looks like mayonnaise because it's just a little bit off-colored, and it's gonna look fine with the tajin, but I wish it was like orange. Like, I wish it was like mango colored. I think the food splatfests are fun because everybody I mean, that's why I talk about food all the time. Everybody has very hot takes when it comes to food, but they're hot takes that are safe to have. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I went dark chocolate for the upcoming Splatfest because I like dark chocolate. It's good. I do like white chocolate a lot. I love white chocolate a lot. Chocolate is better together. I think you're completely right. I think that there is no wrong answer in this Splatfest, but I think white chocolate deserves more respect in general. All of them taste way better with a buddy flip. Yeah. I'm curious, is chocolate and peanut butter together like primarily a USA invention? Oh, Peebs, you missed the fucking show and a half. You missed the fucking show and a half. You should have seen when I was doing this. You should have seen when I was doing this, Miss Millie Mill. That's how do you think these cupcakes got so full of red? No, you're not in trouble. You're good. I'm just saying. There's a... Bowl almost went, bowl almost went, bowl almost went. No, please sleep. Oh my gosh, man. Please be nice to yourself. Yeah, peanut butter in general seems to be a very USA thing I've heard from multiple people, which is fascinating, but sure. I'm kind of fascinated that peanut butter is such a USA thing, because peanuts sure aren't. I mean, peanuts are very international, but the buttering of them? That's us. You got 4 hours but had to get up for your You making some air fryer to... Fuck yeah, air fryer taquitos. I fucking cook so much shit in the air fryer. That thing is fucking magical. That is my infomercial actual plug, is fucking love me some air fryer. Oh, was it George Washington Carver was responsible for them? I see. I remember the first time I had Thai food, like I was like a teenager, like getting into grown up, and somebody was like, oh, and this is peanut sauce. This is Thai peanut sauce. And I was like, hold on, you're having peanuts with chicken? How can you have peanuts with chicken? That's so weird. And then I had it and I was like, wait, no, never mind. This is good. Yeah, air fryer taquitos are good. Listen, the air fryer is an oversold convection oven, and the convection oven is an oversold regular oven because it's an oven with a fan. But guess what? That shit tastes good. Yep, if they have pecan chicken, peanut chicken. So when they do peanut chicken, it's a peanut sauce. So they actually crush the peanuts and they included, I think there's like chili oil in there and some spiciness. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. Millie, when I see you, we will get some good Thai. And you can be like, what the fuck? Assuming you've never had Thai. But if you've never had Thai, we'll find some good Thai food. It's very yummy, it's very different. Probably closest thing to it is Chinese, but it's definitely a very different creature. It's its own beast. I think I didn't have it until I was like in high school, and it really depends on where you are in the world. Like, we're so close. I forget that, like, because we're so close to the coast, we're spoiled with all this food. There we go. There we go. There's our... Oh, wait, hold on. I almost forgot two of them. You guys were hanging out over here. I'm so sorry. Boy, I hope these guys... They came out a little gorier looking than I originally was hoping. They probably would have looked less gory if they were more orange, but that's something for next time. Oh well. Yeah, we're spoiled in California. We are spoiled for food. We are so fucking spoiled. There we go. So here we go. Yep, the fact that our countries are all the... Yep. I have made a potential Halloween confectionery. So, this first one that I went a little overzealous on, it's overflowing more than a little bit here. This is the one that I am going to try the tajin on. And have our complete experience here. I have a knife. I do. Because I'm curious what's going to happen when I cut into this mother flipper too. So... Gonna pop open our tajin, sprinkle him on top. Oh boy, when you put the tajin on, it looks a lot less like a Halloween catastrophe. It looks so much more like a pastry than a nightmare. Thank God. They do kind of look like devil egg muffins. So we're gonna cut into you. The good news is that the injection more or less worked how I wanted it to. Look at that nice column of red right down the center. That's what I wanted. On the other side too. So my concern was that I was gonna do this, and then once you actually tried to bite into it, it was gonna go and just go everywhere. Unfortunately, it did not. I have good news. These are fucking incredible. These are so goddamn good. Holy moly, that came out really good. The flavors played together excellent. They are not a perfect creation of a mango nata like I was hoping, but they're definitely doing their own thing in a very exciting way. So for anyone who is just joining us, these cupcakes are a pineapple cake with a mango icing and injected with a syringe into the inner of the cupcake is chamoy, which is this Mexican sour sauce. It's a little bit spicy and a lot of bit sour. It's very good. People usually put it directly on mango and watermelon and things like that. And then sprinkled on the top is some spicy and some lime. So with tajin, this is chili. This basically tastes like lime and chili peppers. Totes, peeps. I absolutely will, Millie Moo. So I'm very, very happy with them. I'm gonna eat the other half of this one. It's a delight. I will say, I think the reason that the mango natas are even better is the mango natas really, really, really go for it on both. There is so much tajin and so much chamoy. These are good though. These are very, very, very good. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna change my gloves really quick, so that way I can frost these a little bit better. Or I'm sorry, not frost, sprinkle. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Cause I want them to get a good coating of tahini on the top and not kind of bunch up in one place like they just did a second ago. Cause a moment ago they were kind of everywhere. Actually no, they weren't everywhere. On that first trial cupcake, they kind of all fell out of the shaker and landed in the same place, and I don't want that. I want a more even distribution. Latex gloves are hell. Ah. Latex gloves make noises and sounds. I can't wait to the other thing I can't wait to get a good photograph of them too. Please, glove, my friend. How do doctors do all this? Like, oh my god, if I was an EMT and it was like, he's bleeding out, get your gloves on and help him, I'd be like, well, he's fucked. I don't want to do this. I'd rather just get my hands dirty and they'd be like, you can't, it's germs. And I'd be like, okay, but like, latex is annoying. Are these latex? What the hell are these made of? They're nitrile. I don't know what the hell nitrile is, but these are nitrile. Oh, this isn't the back rooms. This is the front rooms. This is front and center. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a nice pile of tahini in my left hand like this, and then I'm gonna kind of fairy dust them like this. So that way it's a lot more even. Lord knows there's more than enough tahini to go around. I have so much flippin' tahini and it does not, a little bit goes a long way too, so. We are more than set. What is the difference between nitrile and like latex and stuff? Because I've always just called them like, oh, it's a latex glove. No, it's not. It's more complicated. They're different polymers. I see. Well, that's wonderful that they're starting to experiment and forming threesomes and things like that. I hope their throuple of materials goes well. The meaning between the polyamorous and the polymers. A little bit of miscommunication there, it happens. Also, yeah, there must be like different types of latex, because I know what you're talking about. It's like because there's the people who are into latex and their latex looks very different. Oh yeah, Nico, I did like that. I was noticing that chompy emote. That's adorable. Nitrile gloves are made from a nitrile polymer, usually acrylonitrile and butadiene. The takeaway compared to latex, nitrile is much more chemically resistant. Okay, yeah, I would want that in a glove for doing shit with too. That makes so much sense. Latex is much more about keeping water-based stuff on you. Latex on the... Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was very resistant to stuff. Are you telling me that perhaps us common people are using the wrong terms? Are we walking around using incorrect terms when talking about specialized tools? Because I can't believe that we as a society would do that. And the lab use nitrile gloves exclusively. I am 0% surprised. Were latex gloves like the best go-to option for a long time, and that's why society is like hooked on that? Like that's what they are. Are they really common in medical settings? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, and also they sell these for use with cleaning too. Like, yeah, if you're swinging around cleaning supplies, if you're slinging around cleaning supplies, you're slinging around volatile chemicals. Of course you would want these instead. I bought these in the cleaning aisle. I would want these too. Oh my god, thank god I was gonna do the tajin on these because the tajin took these from... That looks like it's coagulating. That looks like you should call the crime squad to... Oh, that looks like a food. They now look much more like a food and a lot less like a sin. Overall, though, I am very, very happy that this experiment, strange as they are, came out as good as they did. You had to burn through boxes of powdered latex and nitrile gloves at old some old cleaning jobs. That makes sense. No, by all means, we're learning a lot. I asked, I wanted to know. Let me pick up a more fashionable, presentable one. That guy leaked a little bit on the bottom. I'll hold this one up to the camera for you. Here you go. So here's what they look like, actually prepared a little bit better. As you can see, that mysterious color of the top is a lot less upsetting looking when it's sprinkled on. Yeah, I learned a lot. Please, by all means. Lord knows I have to think of shenanigans to constantly say as we fill the air. God, it was so funny. So we've been doing a podcast in my work for a while. And it's for internal stuff, but it's so funny because people will come in and they'll be like, I have a rough idea of what I want to do, but I'm gonna have to bold. Like, they're like, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say. You guys don't want me to prepare a script? And we're like, no, don't prepare a script. Just kind of speak off the cuff. And they're like, but then I'll just be kind of making up exactly what I want to say as I go. Are you sure? And we're like, yes. I promise you, you will get the hang of it very quickly. I'm happy with them. They're weird, they taste good, and I can't wait to hear what the hell my coworkers have to say. My house is a fucking mess. I made such a big goddamn mess here, holy shit. So, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is... I'm gonna find somebody for us to raid into, so that I can start doing that. Sometimes cooking streams are short, but it's okay for streams to be short and productive. We'll see who's on Twitch right now. The rest of this week is going to be all squids. So this week is going to be preparing for Splatfest on Wednesday and then streaming Splatfest on Saturday. We're going to be doing so much Splatfest. I missed the last Splatfest. I was sick and I was so cranky. So I am catching up on it because, you know, sometimes I like to bring you guys different games and sometimes I like to experiment and do lots of different things. Sometimes I want to fucking play squids and we're going to fucking play squids. Let's see, who can we go over to? Who haven't I been over to in a while? Oh, awesome! I know, we're gonna go to Fluffy Arcades. Girls just want to get squids. You will squid? Perfect. Is that rating? Awesome, it is. Cool. See, this is the other reason why I use gloves and have like the fucking tarp down and everything too, because I can just yeet it when we're done. All right, kids. I will see you guys back on Wednesday. We will be doing squids. I will make sure my friend code and everything are all set up for if people want to hop on. But for now,
I'm gonna take some cute cupcake pictures and clean out my injection needle. And probably put that somewhere that it's not gonna poke somebody by mistake. So I will see you kids soon. Mwah to you too, Moey Mo. Talk to you in a sec. Hitting the button. Peace out, everybody. And bye, everybody, bye.